Hello, everyone. My name is Jacob Kohn. I'm the Vice President of Government Relations here at Lobbyit. I've been working in government relations for almost a decade now here in DC, and have been proudly working with the Brain Aneurysm Foundation for just over 2 years. I can honestly say it is an honor to address the Brain Aneurysm Foundation and give an overview of our work that will cover an update on Ellie's Law and also our ongoing success with appropriations. But before I get started, I'd also like to take an opportunity to once again thank BAF Executive Director Christine Buckley for all of her hard work. Christine is a true champion for BAF, and her dedication and contributions have, as always, been a primary driver for our success during this Congress. I'd also like to thank all of the BAF members who have taken the time to participate in our virtual calls, our advocacy days up on the Hill. It's often your stories that can shift a member of Congress and their team from being simply a supporter of our cause to an actual co-sponsor on our bills, an advocate in our appropriations, a co-signer on a letter. I really can't emphasize enough how important it is to get you to have the time to participate, share your stories. So want to make sure I give a special thanks for everyone who's taken the time to do that, and encourage everyone in the future to hopefully find some time to jump on our calls, to come to the next Hill Day. It's really your participation that makes that real difference. So first, turning to Ellie's Law, which this Congress is HR 902 over in the House and S 895 in the Senate, led once again by Representatives Yvette Clarke and Brian Fitzpatrick in the House. In this Congress, Senator Richard Blumenthal and Senator Mark Wayne Mullins, as Republican freshmen from Oklahoma, over in the Senate. And as many of you may know, it would provide the first ongoing dedicated research funding stream for breakthroughs in preventing potentially fatal brain aneurysms from rupturing, and also improving the long-term medical consequences and quality of life for brain aneurysm survivors. Great news on the House side. So far, we've secured 39 Democrats and 6 Republican co-sponsors, making for a total of 45 bipartisan co-sponsors. This demonstrates truly really strong progress from last Congress. Still with only being 9 months into this one, where last year Ellie's Law ended with 43 co-sponsors. So having already surpassed that so early this Congress really shows momentum behind the bill, shows the buy-in that we're seeing, and also really demonstrates the importance of having that engagement, being up on the Hill with myself, with Christine, with Dorothy, and all the BAF members coming on as well. The Senate version of Ellie's Law currently, once again, has 2 other Democrat co-sponsors, so we continue to work diligently to expand that support across the aisle on both of these bills. I'm also very happy to share a recent piece of amazing news just last week when it comes to Ellie's Law. Not satisfied with simply having the bill be once again reintroduced for another Congress, we have been pushing our lead sponsors and committee staff to find a path forward on our bill. And as I mentioned just last week, Representative Clarke's office was actually able to share that they are actively working with other members to include Ellie's Law and that dedicated funding into an upcoming rare disease healthcare package that will hopefully be introduced early next year. That is truly a great piece of news, as that rare disease bill will likely have broad bipartisan support and provide a path forward in terms of committee hearings, markups, and hopefully a vote from committee and eventually onto the House floor, onto the Senate, and hopefully to President Biden's desk, who has always been a true advocate for healthcare research. So this has been phenomenal news and something we were really happy to be a part of. And we'll, of course, continue to push Ellie's Law support and keep BAF updated on any developments. Moving over to appropriations, back in July, the House and Senate introduced their FY24 appropriations package for healthcare. We are likely looking at another contentious and extended process, though, despite the likelihood of a shutdown happening, increasing honestly each day. We do expect appropriations to pass sometimes before the new year. I wouldn't be surprised if we're looking at something in December. And while we're waiting on the House report language to finally be introduced, we were very happy to see that BAF and Lobbyit's efforts over the course of these last 9 months have resulted in, once again, BAF's report language being included in the Senate HHS appropriations, and we fully expect to see that mirrored in the House as well. The Senate Appropriation Committees have stated very clearly their concern over the lack of research focused on prevention and early detection of brain aneurysms, and calls for the National Institutes of Health, NIH, to expand its support for research in this particular area, which of course draws more attention back to Ellie's Law, hopefully spurring more co-sponsors. We've also been told that HHS is actively working on their best practices report, language that BAF was able to secure in previous years' appropriations, to facilitate the developments of best practices on brain aneurysm detection and rupture for first responders, emergency room physicians, primary care physician nurses, and advanced practice practitioners. Of course, we're going to keep a close watch on that report's release, and if necessary, we will secure that language once again in the future. We are confident that the inclusion of this language was a direct result of the BAF Advocacy Day, our continued engagement on the Hill, and this really that push for inclusion, having that demonstrative example of our efforts coming to fruition on the appropriations front. As always, we'll continue to monitor the appropriations process and build support for BAF's report language on the Hill, but again, pretty confident that we are going to be able to secure that language in final appropriations for FY24. I want to again thank Christine for giving me this opportunity to update all of you on our work here up on the Hill. Happy to answer any questions. Always feel free to reach out to me via email or talk to Christine, who knows how to get in touch with me. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day.